In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the cup holder there. Now, ours is not broken, but most likely if yours is, what's going to be broken is the part that comes down. It'll be snapped off. Regardless, here's the new one. This will apply to the 2008 to 2010 Ford F-250. Let's get started. Now you'll notice two 7mm screws that hold this cup holder in place. There's one over here and one over here, which you can't see, but it's right next to it. Go ahead and remove both of those. Again, 7mm socket. At this point, with the cup holder unbolted from those main screws, you'll notice that it still doesn't want to come out. It does have a couple clips on each side. However, it has two screws that come in from the back side, here and here. And to get to those, we have to remove this whole lower panel with the cup holder assembly, then unbolt it once this panel is off. So in order to get this whole lower panel removed, we're gonna have to pop off this cover right here, and then these two in the center. That is so that we can access some 7mm screws that hold all this in place. Let's go ahead and pop this cover off. Try not to damage anything. Using a plastic trim tool is preferable. However, these things are in so tight, it's most likely not going to work, which is why it's barely working with the metal one. There will be some wiring behind here, regardless of whether you do or do not have any switches. This being a base model truck, it does not have any. However, the wiring is still attached. Now that you've taken this out, you can slide your hand back here, and you'll see that on the back of the switch, it's going to have two tabs up top and two at the bottom that just have to get squeezed in so that this whole panel can pop off. Okay, trying to use my trim tool at the same time to help pry this out. Okay, there's the top. Okay, there you have it. So the tabs are small but mighty because it's just these two on the top and just these two on the bottom. That's it. Now go ahead and unplug this, set it aside. Now I'm going to move on to removing this cover over here, which is basically the same as this one. This one also will have wires attached to it. Go ahead and remove them. Set it aside. If your truck has the trailer brakes control built in, it's going to have the same type of tabs like the auxiliary switch, two at the top, two at the bottom. Okay, this one seems to come out a lot easier. Unplug it and set it aside, and this will expose all of the 7mm bolts or screws that hold on both this panel and the lower panel together. So go ahead and remove them. There's one over here, and then there's one down here. I'm gonna have to get that with a ratchet because it's at a weird angle. Same with this one. Last one is all the way in the corner here. Basically one on each side, two in the middle. Now we can pull this slightly away. There you go. And this leaves us enough room to get in here with a swivel, if you even need it, and an extension, and remove these two 7mm screws. Now, all we have to do is pull this panel straight out. However, it has one more mounting point behind this panel, which will have to get pulled off first. So if you pull it straight out on it, it should pop out. There we go. This exposes the last 7mm screw that you have to deal with to remove the cup holder panel. Okay. There it is. There's the cup holder panel, and now we can finally access the two Phillips head screws that hold the assembly on. So grab your Phillips head screwdriver, remove the two screws. It's got a couple tabs on each side. You could use a trim tool, pocket screwdriver, regular screwdriver, whatever you want. Just pry it out of here. There we go. At the top, you're gonna have to press this larger tab down, open the cup holder so that it has somewhere to go. And once you press it down, this whole assembly slides right out. Obviously, assuming yours is broken, it will not come out in one piece, but there it is. Get your new one, open it up, slide it into the panel. Make sure it clicks in, clicked in up top, and on the bottom, yep, on both sides. So let's put in the 2 Phillips head screws. Make them nice and snug, but don't make them too tight because they will strip out the plastic very fast. Okay, now let's reinstall this whole panel. Bring this panel back, line it up with the push clips, and make sure you slide it up and underneath this upper panel here. Make sure no wires get pinched, and press it into place. Once you have this approximately situated in place, on the driver's side, there is no push clip that holds it in. You have to immediately put in the mounting screw, so that's what I'm doing right now. Tighten it up. So now this is partially mounted. The next thing I'm going to do is just put back this panel over here because I don't have to do anything else in this area. There you go. So that's reinstalled. And now let's remount the 2 screws that hold this at the top before we bolt this down or put anything back in so that we can easily access them. Okay, I have these started. I'm going to go ahead and bottom them out, snug them up. All right, so now with those mounted, we can slide this top panel back in. It does have push clips, so don't just jam it in there because they will break. Make sure you take your time with it and line them up. It should fall into place nicely. Let's put the 2 side screws in, that way it is properly mounted. Time to put back these panels and switches. I'm going to start on the driver's side, reconnect anything that you have disconnected. Slide the panels back in. Make sure they click into place. Grab your switch, plug it in, line it up, and press it straight in. It should click into place, and if you try to pull on it, it should not come out. Last but not least, go ahead and plug anything in here that you have and put the panel back. Now open up the cup holder and let's put in the 2 7mm mounting screws that hold it onto the main dash frame. There you have it.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.